तुमची फायनल इयरला प्लेसमेंट झाली होती का?
So we study the column chromatography. The contents, the column chromatography is one of the technique of the chromatography which separate the different components. So we'll start with the column chromatography. So the contents of this column chromatography are introduction to chromatography, classification of chromatography, definition of chromatography, types of chromatography, requirement for the column chromatography, and what are the factors which affect the column efficiency. Last is the application of column chromatography. So if we go for the history, we can see that Michael Tissot was a scientist who initially won for the separation of the different color fragments, and he separated the different color fragments using the column chromatography, using the calcium carbonate as the stationary phase. So the term chromatography, in which the chromatos means color, graphos means written, means separating of the different substances by using the different color fragments. So Michael Tissot was the first scientist who initially gone for the column chromatography, and according to him, the method in which the components of the mixture are separated on an absorbent column in the flowing systems. So we can say in the simple words, the chromatography is a physical method of separation in which the different components to be separated are distributed between the two phases. One which is a stationary, while the other is a mobile phase moving in definite directions. So stationary phase, depending upon the type of the stationary phase we use, the column chromatography varies. In case of the solid stationary phase, the mechanism is adsorption. We can say that when the substance to be separated is passed to the column, the more the time it retained with the stationary phase, the higher is the retention time, and the mechanism uses the adsorption. In case of partition, the main mechanism is solubilizations. The substance to be separated gets solubilized into the mobile phase. Higher the solubility, less is the time to the separation. So depending upon its, there are two types: adsorption and partitions. So chromatography can be classified into two types. Whenever the mobile phase is liquid, it is a liquid chromatography. Whenever the mobile phase is gas, it is a gas chromatography. So depending upon the liquid chromatography, two types: liquid solid chromatography and liquid liquid chromatography. So on the basis of the physical nature of stationary phase is solid, it is an adsorption type of chromatography. And examples are column absorption, ion exchange absorption, TLC and HPTLC. In case of partition chromatography, it is a column, paper and GC.